I feel like I'm still the girl with $5,000 who's like, let's try this, and what if we did it this way? And I attract a lot of people into the company that are that way.
Yeah.
That like to do things differently and don't take ourselves too seriously, but
That's a
know
good
that
point.
what we're doing is really serious
Yeah.
because we want to make a difference in our products. So, and the culture is we have a lot of innovation throughout the company where we want to hear what employees, no matter what department you're in, what your ideas are. And we do something called the Be Bold Boot Camp. So Be Bold Boot Camp at SPANXiä is something that we implemented, and it's got different modules to it. And they're modules that made a difference in my life and allowed me to take more risk and to feel more free to be myself. And so one of the modules is sales and service mindset. So everybody at SPANXiä goes through a sales training and sales seminar, whether you are the accountant, the receptionist, or in sales.
I like that.
Then everybody goes through debate, and we do a debate workshop. We actually went to Emory University in Atlanta, and everybody competed in debate and learned the skills of debate. And I think it's very important to learn debate because you are trained to see both sides of an issue. And so that we do that. And then the other thing we do is, believe it or not, everyone in the company does stand-up comedy. And so...
Great.
So we rent out a comedy club, and we spend one day a year there, and everybody gets up and performs a joke or can do whatever they want, and everybody goes through a stand-up comedy class. So, and then the last one is a positive mindset. So
fantastic.
Yeah, but that goes throughout the culture, and everybody, we're always doing fun things and experimenting with that. But and public speaking, because the number one fear in America is public speaking.
It's everywhere in the world.
Yeah, and stand-up comedy is taking that even to the highest level ever, because I actually did stand-up comedy. So I did stand-up comedy for 2 years. And right before I started SPANXiä, I was selling fax machines during the day, and then at night I was doing stand-up comedy. And
creating a billion-dollar company, yeah. Cool.
And I just learned that the power of not taking yourself too seriously and how freeing that was. And that when you are in stand-up comedy, it is so terrifying because you can be up here giving a speech and be horrible and not really know. Like the back row could be falling asleep. Everybody could be like on their phone, and you still give your speech. But in comedy, you get instant feedback every 30 seconds or less. I mean, people either laugh or they don't. And so it's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. But we have a lot of fun in the culture. For sure, there's been bumps in the road. I'm learning every day. I would say business is just a series of crises and dealing with them. I mean, literally all day long, it's this didn't work, the ship caught on fire with all the underwear coming from overseas. I mean, it's like, and turning it into opportunity. And that's why I say mindset is the secret weapon of an entrepreneur, because the amount of things that don't go right far outweigh on a daily basis the things that do. And it has to be, you have to be in the right mindset to say, okay, I got this, and turn it into a positive, or mobilize the team in moments of crisis to handle it. But there's always times that come to mind. I would say there have been times that I brought in leaders at SPANXiä that didn't share the same common values, and we took our eye off the customer at certain times, not for long, but when we did, I could really feel it. I could feel it, and then it would reflect in sales, and it would reflect in the product, and then we would get back on track. And making sure that if it's not you, you have someone who can really play that role for you. And I said earlier, as soon as you can afford to, hire your weaknesses. So I learned very early on, when you're an entrepreneur, you're everything. I was like the packer and shipper, the head of sales. I was the before and after butt model. Literally, I was everything. And I learned very quickly, I'm not good at this. I love this. And when I could afford to, I hired someone to manage the day-to-day of the business. That is not my strength. My strength is in sales, marketing, inventing, being out and promoting. And so that's a big key component of the success and the journey is the delegating and knowing who to delegate to. And because when you're an entrepreneur, you have to grow beyond yourself or you're not going to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.